Hi, welcome back to Historic Biography. Today we're going to be talking about Alfred Nobel, who is very important in history, mostly because of his prizes. You may have heard of them. They're called the Nobel Prizes. We're going to talk about Alfred Nobel and how he came to create the Nobel Prizes and why those things, why he decided to do that. This could obviously be both a terminology, right, for the Nobel Prizes or a biography video, but I decided to make it a biography video because I focused more on Alfred Nobel, the person, rather than just his prizes. But we're going to talk about that a little bit too. So let's get started. Alfred Nobel's life. He was born in Stockholm, Sweden in 1833, so he was Swedish. And he learned all across Europe and even a little bit in America from various different scientists. He learned of nitroglycerin from its inventor, Ascanio Sobero, which kind of led him to a fascination with explosives. That's kind of a boy thing anyway, I guess, right? Boys are more, I guess you could say they tend to be more into explosives. I know plenty of women who are into explosives, though, too. So, you know, everybody loves to see things blow up. It's great stuff. So his career, at age 18, Nobel worked with John Ericsson, and he helped design the USS Monitor for the American military. The Monitor is the ironclad warship that was used during the Civil War. By 1857, he submitted his first patent for a gas meter in England. So most of the stuff that he would patent would end up being in either England or in Sweden. After the Crimean War, he devoted himself to studying explosives, and he designed the detonator in 1863 and the blasting cap in 1865. And those are mostly for commercial use, right? Detonators and blasting caps were used in mining more than they were in war. In 1864, however, a shed exploded in Stockholm, which killed his brother. It was housing some of the materials that were needed to make nitroglycerin. And so Nobel began to work in a really isolated area after the incident because he didn't want anybody else to get hurt because of his fascination with explosives and his work. Now, Nobel invented dynamite as a way to make nitroglycerin more useful. He basically mixed glycerin, which was a big part of nitroglycerin, with more inert substances and made it less volatile and therefore easier to use in a material way, making it easier for capabilities in mining and other such industrial applications. Dynamite became really popular because of that. It was safer, and it was used a lot in the UK and in the US. He later would improve on this formula, making gelignite, not sure how to pronounce that one, and ballistite, which were more powerful than his original dynamite formula. Now, in 1988, that shouldn't be 1988, that should be 1888. Typos, darn it. Alfred's brother Ludwig died, and several newspapers accidentally published obituaries for Alfred instead. So instead of publishing in the newspaper for the brother, they ended up publishing things for Alfred. And he was reading his own obituary in the newspaper, and one particular sentence caught his eye. And it said that Dr. Alfred Nobel, who became rich by finding ways to kill more people faster than ever, died yesterday. Basically accusing him of being a murderer instead of someone who helped push industry forward through the use of his explosives. And he was appalled that he would be remembered as a man who caused death and destruction instead of someone who helped advance the industrial needs of the world. And so he decided after this, at least it's thought, that he decided he had to have a better legacy than just someone who blew things up. And so to do that, in 1895, Nobel signed his will and designated the majority of his really large estate to the establishment of the Nobel Prizes, which would be awarded yearly to people regardless of nationality. So it wouldn't just be for people from Sweden, it would be anybody in the world. And originally there were 5 prizes, 3 in the sciences, 1 for literature, and then 1 for peace. And since then, another one has been added in economic sciences. And the Nobel Foundation continues to award these prizes each year, and they receive donations to help do that. So they get donations from a lot of people from Sweden, some other things, right? Very rich people give to this foundation. So here are the Nobel categories. We're going to go through each one and kind of break down what's in each one and why they were chosen. So in the sciences, there was physics, chemistry, and medicine. The physics was the first one that was mentioned in Nobel's will, and that's because a lot of his work had to do with physics. And the 2020 prize in physics was awarded for the discoveries about black holes. So that's what the latest one was awarded for. In chemistry, this was also in there because it was very important to Nobel's work as well, right? Chemistry is how he created dynamite and the other major things that he used. And the 2020 prize in chemistry was awarded for the discovery of CRISPR, which is a tool to help rewrite DNA. And it's also a tool that we're going to start using in vaccine research, which is really important. And then medicine, the other science one, was kind of just seen as a way to promote general human health and advancement. And he was very interested in it. And the prize in medicine went to the 3 scientists who made strides fighting against hepatitis, which is good because hepatitis is a disease that still affects many people. And so these 3 scientists have been helping to fight hepatitis worldwide. And they got the Nobel Prize in Medicine from 2020. Now, the Literature Prize was a little bit harder to set up because Nobel's will was a lot more cryptic about this one. And it said the Literature Prize should be given to someone who showed like literary idealism. And so originally it was given to people who used like literary, like idealism, like that was their writing style was idealism. And it's since been revised so that it can be given to a much more broad audience of people who write. And the 2020 prize in literature was awarded to the American Louise Glick for her poetry. So she got the latest Nobel Prize in literature. Now, finally, the last category in the Nobel Prizes is the Economic Sciences Prize, and that was started in 1968 after a donation from the Swedish Central Bank. So the gift was to celebrate the bank's 300th anniversary, and they said, hey, you should use some of this money to make a prize in economic sciences. And they said, okay, that makes sense. We can do that. And so starting in 1969, you could get prizes in economic sciences. And the 2020 prize in economics was given to Paul Milgram and Robert Wilson for their study of auctions and things about that. Now, the final prize, I'm going to move myself up here into the corner so you can see everything here. The Nobel Peace Prize is given to a person or organization that promotes peace in the world. And this is the legacy part that Nobel was really worried about. He was seen as someone who created death and destruction. And so the Nobel Peace Prize was kind of a way to say that, hey, that's not all that I was about. I want to use my money to help promote peace. And so the prize winner is selected by committee. And the 2020 prize winner was the World Food Program because they fight hunger across the globe. Excellent choice for a peace prize, right? Hunger can drive lots of terrible things to have happen because people are hungry and they need food. For this one, I listed some past recipients, some people that you might know, Barack Obama, Malala Yousafzai, the EU, Al Gore, and Kofi Annan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you know when to get more stuff from me, and we'll see you later. Bye.